think one of the biggest epiphanies I had is that your relationship with your parents is how you would see God. Again, the relationship you have with your parents, dad and mom, is how you would see God. And when I got this understanding, a lot of things started to make sense to me. For instance, when they say our parents are like our earthly parents, it makes sense because they were assigned to show us how to see God. And then it now makes the job of being parent so big because now you have to make sure this person is seeing God correctly. This person has a good understanding of God. And I know hearing this now might make you feel sad because, like, are you saying God is like my mom and dad? In most cases, no. And that is why learning about God helps you understand who God truly is, because we humans can fail a lot. Like, we have the capacity to fail a lot. So even though our parents might have not given us the best picture of God, God has given us the best picture of Him in His Word. We get to learn His nature in the world. To be honest, being a parent is so tough. And it shows you how, like, if you are a child, you are expected to experience God through your parents. And if you're a parent, you are expected to show your child how God is. And for a class of humans who have fallen so bad that they don't even understand what the standard was for them in the beginning, it can be so hard and so tough to truly understand and represent God the way that we should. There is one saying I saw one time on the internet that literally changed my perspective on a lot of things. And it said, no one can parent without the Holy Spirit. Because how else are you supposed to tell people who fights obvious evil? Like, when I say fight obvious evil, you'll see people saying, it took so much effort for me to say no to something that was bad. Like, I know, yes, it did take so much effort, but how come it takes a person that was created in God's image and likeness to fight desires, fleshly desires, that would obviously destroy us? Why is that decision not easy to make? Do you get it? Do you get how far we humans have fallen? Now, expecting those humans to raise another human perfectly the way God intends is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because you can barely stop yourself from doing evil. And of course you're gonna do evil towards that child. Like, parenting is such a big deal. It's such a huge investment, and which is why I support everybody out there who is encouraging conscious parenting, from the choice to from the choice to become parents to the choices you make while you are a parent. You are literally setting a standard for that child. You are setting a standard for how that child is going to be able to see God. Look, I have a mom that might not speak to you for a while because she's pissed off at you. Yeah? Now, that's how she might react to being angry, like a human feeling she has. But guess what? Being raised by that process made me assume that when I make mistakes, I cannot run to God because He will not want to talk to me then. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We humans can be easily conditioned to anything we experience consistently. I have a 2-year-old and I have been trying to teach her how to write. Now, I see children her age writing number 1 to 10. Now, these children are going to school or have a parent who is consistent. I am not consistent with her, which is why she's struggling to write. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Consistency is what causes us humans to actually become anything. anything at all. Teachers are consistent with children in school, and that is why when my baby goes to school, she will be able to write 1 to 10 in the 1 month that I have literally struggled to teach her how to write 1. And the only difference is that her teachers will be consistent with her. It's just what it is. And when you see it this way, you see how easy it can be to misparent, because this is a person who will be fighting the urge. Like, imagine fighting the urge not to insult someone. Naturally, you are not made to insult, but we have fallen so bad that resisting insult towards someone is now something that we have to fight. Do you know how much battles we fight? Especially as believers, do you know how much battles we fight? Like the urge to show off, the urge to bully people, the urge to insult, the urge to cheat people. Like you see how men saying, oh my God, I saw this girl, but then like I had to resist the urge to like speak to her because I'm a married man. By default, we are not even meant to have those urges. The way God designed us, we're not meant to have those urges. But we felt so bad. See, what happened in the Garden of Eden, we don't understand the depth of the debt. The debt was not losing our breath. The debt was falling, like losing that guard we had to live in the standard of God. Basically losing the Spirit, losing that easy access to the Holy Spirit. And these humans becoming parents means that if they are not connected to the Spirit, if they are not conscious of the Spirit, if they are not spirit-minded, they would also raise children that are not. They would not give that child the best representation of God that they should have. This is like the scariest and the most painful part of being human. But then there is hope in God and in the Spirit, because He is the kind of God that restores years that the locust and cankerworm has eaten. Children who were not raised right, or should I say, who did not get the best representation of God from their parents, can find hope in Him, in His Word. Parents who might have been leading their children wrong or not giving their children the best representation of God can find their way of doing it right with Him. To be honest, no one can parent right without the Holy Spirit. It's the reason why they say you can't raise 2 kids the same way. You have to be able to understand what each child needs. And it is true. You have to be able to understand what each child needs so that you can be giving them, you can tailor their needs to who they are. The Holy Spirit is who helps you do that. You as a human cannot. You cannot by yourself. You already fight so much battles on your own. Like, you literally fight the urge to not hit someone. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So trying to do it by yourself is the problem. Tap into the Spirit and it will become somewhat easy. Tap into the Spirit and you will see that praying for your child can be easy. Tap into the Spirit and you would see that loving your child can be easy. There are parents that don't love their kids. And I'm not saying this to bash any parent, of course not. I'm just saying there's a responsibility, and the only way to do it to the standard to which God expects it is by walking in His Spirit. It's not by watching someone else do it, because there's a lot of parents in these days that is all about seeing how Mr. A did it and trying to raise their kids that same way. It fails a lot. You see a lot of parents unconsciously comparing their children to other people's children. That's where, and from that comparison, you see the child having low self-esteem because the child does not see themselves as good enough like the other child they've been compared to. And that is because the parents were not focusing on the Spirit. They were not focusing on God to be the one to guide them on leading the child. They were focusing on another parent. See, parenting is such a tough job because even the greatest people can miss it. the major goal, the main goal is to give that child the best representation of God. When God gives you a child, he's handing over a soul, an entity to you to build, just like he is building you. It's beyond just provision. It's presence. It is expression. It is teaching. It's a lot. And that is why it's hard for people with like so many kids to do it. Because you're just one person. God, I feel so sorry for a lot of us, and both as child and as parent. Because as child, you might have to unlearn so much that has been taught to you so that you can actually experience God as Father. And as parents, you have to learn so much about what you were not taught so that you can actually teach this child what it feels like to be a child of God. The help is truly in God. How you truly win is in God. And as much as I feel a bit burdened, I am hopeful and happy that there is access to the Spirit that allows us to do it well. It is so much work, but it is doable work. And I hope that in whatever category you find yourself, parent or child, or parent and child, because even as parents we're children and we still have those conditioning. I pray that whatever category you find yourself, you will find what you truly needed to have and run with it. And I hope that makes sense to you. And God bless you, as always.